Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun, and contrary to popular belief, it is far less alien than it might seem. In many respects, Mars is surprisingly similar to Earth, even though the average distance between the two planets is about 114 million kilometers. A day on Earth lasts 24 hours, and a Martian day is almost the same, 24 hours and 39 minutes. A year on Earth is 365 days, while Mars completes one orbit around the Sun in 687 days. Earth's axial tilt is 23 degrees, and Mars has a similar tilt of about 25 degrees, which is why Mars experiences seasons as well. Because of this tilt, the Martian poles are covered with ice caps that periodically grow and shrink. Winter temperatures there can drop to minus 150 degrees Celsius, while in the summer near the equator, they can rise to roughly plus 35 degrees Celsius. The polar caps of Mars are primarily composed of water ice up to 3 kilometers thick, but they also contain large amounts of frozen carbon dioxide, dry ice, forming layers around 10 meters thick. Dry ice accumulates when temperatures fall below minus 78 degrees Celsius, the point at which CO2 begins to freeze. This process is clearly visible in satellite images, and even small amateur telescopes on Earth can detect seasonal changes in the polar regions. In winter, the dry ice-covered area reaches around 10 million square kilometers, larger than the combined area of France and Spain. The rapid sublimation of this CO2 is one of the reasons Mars frequently experiences massive dust storms. When dry ice turns directly into gas, it releases powerful jets that lift enormous amounts of dust into the atmosphere. These storms can obscure the planet's surface for months, though being inside one is far less dangerous than experiencing a strong sandstorm on Earth. Here is how Earth and Mars compare in size. Martian gravity is about 62% weaker than Earth's. This means that a person weighing 90 kilograms on Earth would weigh only about 30 kilograms on Mars. Because gravity is so weak, Martian storms are not nearly as destructive. Even large dust devils, which are common across the planet, are generally harmless. They might temporarily coat solar panels with dust, but little more. Atmospheric pressure on Mars is about 133 times lower than on Earth, which makes the wind extremely weak. To feel a gentle breeze, the wind would need to reach about 150 kilometers per hour, wind speeds that cause severe destruction on Earth. Mars rovers, including Perseverance and its predecessors, have recorded these dust devils many times. Interestingly, these whirlwinds extend the operational life of Mars rovers by cleaning dust off their solar panels. In 2019, the rover Opportunity ceased functioning when its panels became completely covered with dust and no dust devil passed nearby to clean them. Photos clearly show how dramatically panels are cleaned after such events. Like Earth, Mars has volcanoes. Because gravity is weaker, Mars hosts the tallest volcano in the solar system, Olympus Mons, about 22 kilometers high and roughly 600 kilometers wide. If placed in the center of Berlin, its edges would reach nearly as far as Amsterdam. The easiest ascent would be from a side where the slope is only about 5 degrees. Walking the 200-kilometer route to the summit would take just a few days. The opposite side, however, features enormous cliffs nearly as tall as Mount Everest. One hypothesis suggests that these dramatic cliffs were formed by massive waves during a period when Mars still had large bodies of water. Martian sunrises and sunsets are reminiscent of Earth sites. The Curiosity rover captured these sites while climbing Mount Sharp and creating panoramic images. The night sky on Mars has its own unique beauty, and in 2014, Curiosity photographed Earth at sunset, a small, bright dot in the sky. Martian dawn is also striking. Early sunlight filters through thin clouds in the planet's atmosphere. Clouds on Mars are less frequent than on Earth, but are still distributed across the planet. Satellites show them in detail. Depending on temperature, they consist either of water vapor or frozen carbon dioxide. Water that reaches the surface instantly evaporates, so water-based clouds form only in warmer regions, while dry ice clouds appear where temperatures drop below -80 degrees Celsius. Mars has two moons, Phobos and Deimos, both much smaller than Earth's moon. Phobos orbits extremely close to Mars, only about 6,000 kilometers above the surface, whereas the moon is around 380,000 kilometers away from Earth. To visualize this, between Earth and the moon, about 30 Earth-sized planets could fit. Between Mars and Phobos, only one Mars-sized planet would fit. Satellites often capture the shadow of Phobos crossing the Martian surface twice a day. Phobos completes one orbit in about 7 hours. Mars rovers have repeatedly recorded Phobos passing across the Sun, creating a unique type of eclipse, unlike anything seen from Earth. Mars is known as the red planet because iron in its soil oxidizes over time. The Martian atmosphere is composed of 95% carbon dioxide, and within the remaining 5% is a small amount of oxygen, about 0.1%. This is enough to slowly rust iron particles, giving the surface its reddish color. But Mars is far from uniformly red. Rover images reveal yellow minerals exposed after rocks were crushed, bright white material inside fractured stones, and greenish or bluish formations, mysterious spherical structures that seem to grow directly on rocks and eventually fall off. There are also dark regions, including volcanic rocks and deep layers of black sand beneath the oxidized surface. Satellites show vast dark areas such as Syrtis Major, once mistaken for a sea. Today we know it consists of tiny grains of basaltic lava. In many regions, these grains form enormous dune fields captured by rovers and orbiters. Despite lacking tectonic plates, Mars remains an active planet. Thousands of geological events occur daily on and beneath its surface. Satellites frequently observe landslides and produce 3D reconstructions of them. Rockfalls are also common. Some boulders travel long distances, leaving noticeable trails. As temperatures rise in spring and summer, dry ice begins to sublimate, creating dramatic surface patterns. Pressurized gas bursts through the ice, sending darker material upward, creating the distinctive dark geysers seen from orbit. Mars is also frequently struck by meteorites. One such impact occurred in 2021. Bright patches around the crater are water ice that had not yet evaporated. The impact happened relatively close to the InSight lander, whose seismometers recorded the vibrations produced by the strike. One of the most striking features on Mars is the enormous Valles Marineris canyon system. If placed on a map of Earth, it would stretch approximately from Paris to Bucharest. The canyon reaches depths of up to 7 kilometers, creating its own atmospheric conditions, almost like a separate microenvironment. Several theories attempt to explain its formation, and the most convincing suggests that massive lava flows once moved beneath the planet's surface. Maps show the flow directions, and numerous surface breaks resemble collapsed lava tubes. As the lava ceased flowing, the roofs of these tubes gradually collapsed, forming an immense network of chasms. Valles Marineris is likely one enormous collapsed lava channel, and similar structures found elsewhere on Mars strongly support this idea.